So first of all, what is it that drew you to this script of Frequency, and what do you love most about your character?
I think, it's hard to, it's such a simple answer and such a kind of obscure answer, but it was good writing. It was just, you know when you know, and I think everyone relates to different things, but I think sometimes when you have a script that's written in a way that you feel like it's written for you, like it's written in a way that you relate to, even though you don't know the writer, and you might not ever have a conversation with that person, you're like, oh, this is me. Like when you read a good book and you're like, it's me. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was clearly written about me, right? I think we all do with good books. And I feel like with like a good script, actors read it going, I relate to this character. I am this character in my mind. I just have to go and convince them that. And with Raimy, she's very different. I think there's some certain similarities from her to other characters I've played, but then there are things that are very, very individual to her, and I find it really exciting on the show that I have no idea what's coming, especially because we have this butterfly effect that as soon as I think I've got a handle on her and how she deals with something will come out of left field, and then all of a sudden you're going, okay, so I don't know how she deals with this after all, and the writers will help you out with that. But I think that's what makes it fun, is its unpredictability for actors too. Not just the audience, but for the actors being like, oh gosh, okay, how are we going to do that? Cool.
Oh, speaking as a reader, when you're reading script, what do you think is so compelling about time travel narratives? Like, what draws you in as an actor, and then I guess us in as audience members?
I feel like something, it's like historical fiction, where it's based in reality, yet you get to fill in stuff with your imagination. I think time travel is a perfect setup for that, where you can kind of, romanticize certain things and make it the way you want it to be, and that might not be accurate to what it actually was. But time travel is just fun to play with, and you can kind of, use your imagination and step outside of the box. But then you also have a framework which everybody knows. Everyone knows like that particular time or that particular history, and then you can kind of like put in your own version.
So you don't spend much time in 1996 because Raimy was 8. But
yes. They have a different actress. Yes. They told me I could no longer play 8, and I was upset about it.
But you do spend time in different realities or timelines.
Yes.
So how do you keep that straight as an actress, and how does Raimy keep that straight as a human being?
I use different color tabs and numbers, and I go through the script a lot. I think you go through it as many times as you can to try to understand it, and then you just make a choice, and then try to pick everybody else's brain, like the director that you have, or Jeremy's brain, and it can be complicated, but as soon as you sort of all kind of get on the same page as to what you want to do, it becomes all of a sudden very simple. And that's what we want. We don't want the audience to be overwhelmed by certain stories we're telling, and if we just go, no, this is what it is, it allows you to kind of go, got it, on to the next, and then you open up the next door, instead of leaving people kind of going, wait a second, I don't really get this. We don't want that. So for me, it's just sort of like making a plan, and it's cool. We have Raimy, we're doing flashbacks coming up, and I have no idea who she is in a given year. Sometimes I know what she is in this timeline, but if they change the timeline, all of a sudden she could be somebody entirely different, and I think that's terrifying and exciting.
Final selfish question.
Okay.
I love The Flash, and I love you on The Flash.
Thank you.
So I know you're the lead in this show, but it's still the CW, so is there any chance that we will see Lisa Snart at all?
I really, 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 really hope so. Really, really hope so.
I also really hope so, because I think she should kiss Cisco again, because he needs it.
I'm not against it. I'm definitely not against it. I mean, I might be being bombarding Carlos every time I see him at a work event. I was on the plane with Danielle today, and I like to catch up with her and talk about it. She's like, yeah, Lisa should come back. I'm like, yeah, I know, say something.